Hi comic book fans, and welcome to another suddenlycomics.com video. And today I am going to be doing a review of a comic called Step by Bloody Step. Story by Cy Spurrier, art by Mateus Begara, and colour by Matthew Lopez. Okay, so this comic came out in February, so it's just been out a couple of weeks. I did see this coming, and I ordered, I think, 3 different variant covers of this. This is the A cover, I think. So what is this comic about? Here we go. Now, first off, just look at this artwork, and this is typical of what we see in this comic. It is really, really strong art. So, in this comic, an armoured giant and a helpless child. Together, they cross an astonishing world, brimming with beasts, bandits, and deadliest by far civilizations. If they stop walking, the earth itself forces them onwards. Why? The child can't ask. She and her guardian have no language, no memory, nothing except each other. Okay, so what is unusual about this comic is it is completely without text. Okay, so the text on that slide I input from the Image Comics description of this comic. But actually in the bulk of the comic itself, it is entirely visual storytelling. There is not any text that you can understand. So it is completely silent. It is complete visual storytelling, which I think is a really strong thing to do. It's really good for the comics medium. What I also like about this is that this is a comic that is written as a comic. It's not a comic that's been written to become a film or a comic that's been written to become a TV series. This is a comic that's been made as a comic and has been made to utilize the comic medium. Okay. Right, before I sort of say any more about it, let me just show you some quotes from some other people who you may have heard of. So here we have Jeff Lemire, who says, "My new favourite comic, mysterious, inventive and heartfelt without ever saying a word." Okay, and who else have we got who's commented on this comic? Well, Mark Millar. "I love everything these guys do, but nothing more than this." So that is high praise indeed. And who else have we got? Rick Remender. "Gorgeous, heartfelt, surreal, 3 of my favourite comic creators." Well, I'm getting excited. And finally, "A stunning feat, truly unique, dazzles the eyes and swells the heart, Scott Snyder." Right, so I'm obviously not going to give this a bad review. I did enjoy this. I do like the visual storytelling technique. However, this was completely without any text. And we start off with seeing a small child in the hand of a large sort of giant robot creature, and as you can see here, it's snowing. Now, one of the things I'd say, and these sort of single panel drawings are great. They do get attacked by a bunch of wolves, and I have to say that I found the way the panels they set up during that particular scene was confusing. They didn't appear to flow in the correct order. So, and especially because there's no text, you do rely on the visuals directing you to what should be the next panel. And when we had multiple panels on a page, I did get lost once or twice. So the best art for me was where we got single pages of art, or this one here, for instance, where we've got effectively two panels. Here we can see the large sort of robot creature carrying the small child. And I mean, just this is what I love about this comic. I love these sort of landscape pictures here. In fact, in the background here, you can see the battle between the robot creature and the wolves, but it's right in the distance. What you're really focusing on is these wonderful, I mean, the art here by Mateus Begueira is so fantastically complemented by the stunning colour work by Matias Lopez. And the thing it reminds me of is some of the work of Moebius, who I'm a big fan of. So I just love this artwork here. I mean, I'm quite happy buying a comic just to look at, and the way all this is, the sort of trees and everything are reflected in this pool of water. It is really strong art as far as I'm concerned. And this is comics as art. I mean, what can I say? Just look at this. This really is, for me, very Moebius-like. I love little details like this blob of snow here that is gradually melting, and these delicate colours, the colour of this sky, the shape of these trees. I think this may be my favourite panel from issue 1 of Step by Bloody Step. And another really fantastic image. We've got the sort of robot here, the girl sort of walking through these otherworldly plants or trees. We also, of course, get some large horrible monsters. Here's one here where the girl, all that's poking out of the ground of this monster is this thing on its head, and the girl pulls it and this huge monster appears. We've already seen how big the robot is, and this monster here is about 5 or 10 times bigger than the robot. The robot's head comes off, and we see this strange picture of what's in the robot. We don't really know what this is. Is it the child's mother? I don't know. There's no words going on here. There's no communication going on. So it's very difficult. You have to sort of imagine what's happening. So if you'd like to be spoon-fed your stories, and this probably isn't for you. But if, like me, you like to use your imagination to some extent during the course of a comic, then this is going to be a good comic for you. Another landscape piece of artwork. I really like this type of art, and almost for me, the story is secondary to the art in this comic book, and that's quite unusual. Usually with a comic book, either it's the plot and the story that comes first and the art that is secondary, or actually what's better is when there's a balance and the art and the story work really well together. Here, I think, for me, the art dominates the story, which is unusual. We do come across some these strange creatures here, and the only form of we do get some text here, but it's completely indecipherable, so I don't really count that. And we see these two sort of ominous creatures here climbing aboard and flying on this very strange looking bird. And I think that's the end of issue 1. So, what did I think? I think this is a 4-issue miniseries. Will I be getting the other ones? Yes, I will, definitely. Even just for the artwork. I think the story's okay. Um, you know, large robot, small child. I think we've seen that before, but I don't think we've seen it in this sort of otherworldly world with no text. The only thing I would say I think could improve this comic is some music, is some background music to be listening to as you read the comment. Now, those of you are familiar with my videos will know I'm very keen on a comic series called We Live. And in We Live, there's little QR codes which you can scan, and it takes you to a piece of music that is appropriate to the comic that you're looking at. I think this comic would have benefited hugely from that. Just a QR code to link to some music that went with the comic. So that would be my only sort of criticism of this comic, is it is a bit silent, and I think some music in the background would have improved it. What am I going to give this? So yes, I am going to buy the next issues of this. What am I going to give this out of 10? Well, I'm very, very impressed by the art here and the colouring. Not so much the story, and I do think it could have done with some music. So I am going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. That is Step by Bloody Step, story by Si Spurrier, art by Mateus Begara, and colouring by Matthias Lopez. Enough said.